Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Learn English with Podcast. I'm Chris.
And I'm Laura. Today we have a fascinating topic to discuss. What if humans could fly?
Flying has been a dream for humanity for centuries. We've invented airplanes, helicopters, and even jetpacks to experience the skies. But what if we didn't need machines? What if we could fly naturally, like birds?
That's such an exciting question, Chris. Flying would completely change our world and how we live in it. Let's break it down step by step.
And don't forget, we've prepared a PDF for this episode, full of useful tips and vocabulary to help with your learning. You can find it on our Telegram channel. We left the link in the description. First, let's imagine how humans might fly. Laura, what do you think? Would we have wings, or would it be something more magical?
Well, if we had wings, they would need to be very large to support our weight. Birds have hollow bones and lightweight bodies, which make flying easier. Humans are heavier, so our wings would have to be enormous.
Right, and we'd also need strong muscles to flap those wings. Our backs and shoulders would need to be much stronger than they are now.
If we didn't have wings but could still fly, like Superman, it might involve some kind of energy or a scientific explanation, maybe something to do with manipulating gravity.
That would be amazing. Either way, flying would require a lot of changes to our bodies or some advanced natural abilities.
Let's move on to transportation. How would flying change how we travel?
It would revolutionize everything. We wouldn't need cars, buses, or even planes anymore. People could just take off and fly wherever they needed to go.
That sounds so convenient. No more traffic jams. But wouldn't we have air traffic jams instead?
Probably. We'd need some sort of system to organize the skies, like air highways or designated flying zones. Governments might even issue flying licenses.
And airports would become less important, but we'd need landing platforms everywhere. In cities, at schools, and even in our homes.
Yes, rooftops could become the new parking lots.
Flying might be exciting, but it would also be physically demanding. Chris, how much energy do you think it would take to fly?
A lot. Flying would probably burn more calories than running or swimming. People would need to eat more food to keep their energy levels high.
And let's not forget about stamina. Imagine flying for hours without resting. It could be exhausting.
Absolutely. Plus, there might be health risks. For example, flying at high altitudes could affect our breathing. We might need to stay at lower heights to avoid thin air.
Good point. And what about injuries? Flying could lead to accidents crashing into buildings, other people, or even trees. We'd need safety gear, like helmets or special flying suits.
Let's talk about the weather. Flying would depend a lot on good conditions, wouldn't it?
Definitely. Strong winds, storms, or rain could make flying dangerous or even impossible. People would have to check weather forecasts before taking off.
And what about environmental effects? If humans could fly, would it harm nature in any way?
Maybe we might disturb birds or wildlife by entering their habitats. Also, if everyone flies everywhere, fragile ecosystems like forests and mountains could be affected.
That's true. But flying might reduce pollution from cars and planes. It could be an environmentally friendly way to travel.
If humans could fly, cities and buildings would look very different. Don't you think, Chris?
Absolutely. Skyscrapers might need special landing areas, like rooftop platforms or open windows for people to enter.
And ground-level entrances might become less important. Imagine flying directly to the top floor of a building instead of using stairs or elevators.
That would save so much time, but it might also mean less privacy. People could fly up to your window or land on your roof without warning.
That's a bit scary. We'd probably need new laws to protect privacy and personal space.
Flying would change how we have fun, too. Sports and leisure activities would be completely different.
Imagine playing flying soccer or basketball in the air. There could be new sports like aerial racing or obstacle courses in the sky.
And think about vacations. People could fly to remote islands or mountain peaks without needing boats or climbing equipment.
That sounds amazing. Flying could make the world feel smaller and more accessible.
Let's talk about the emotional side of flying. How would it make people feel?
I think flying would give people a sense of freedom and adventure. Imagine watching a sunrise from the sky or feeling the wind on your face as you soar through the clouds.
That sounds incredible, but it might also create fear. Not everyone likes heights, and flying could be scary for some people.
True. And there might be new social challenges like managing crowded skies or keeping track of everyone's movements.
It's interesting to think about how flying could bring people closer together, while also creating new kinds of problems.
So, Chris, do you think humans will ever be able to fly naturally?
It's hard to say. Right now it seems like science fiction, but who knows? With advancements in technology and science, anything is possible.
Until then, we'll have to rely on planes and our imaginations to experience the skies.
That's right, but it's always fun to dream about what could be.
Let's do a quick recap of some useful words we talked about today. Altitude, the height of an object or person above the ground or sea level. Example, birds can fly at high altitudes, but humans might need to stay lower for safety.
Aerodynamics, the study of how air moves around objects, especially those in flight. Example, large wings would need perfect aerodynamics to help humans fly.
Stamina, the ability to sustain physical or mental effort over time. Example, flying would require a lot of stamina, especially for long distances.
Ecosystem, a community of living things interacting with their environment. Example, flying humans might disturb natural ecosystems by entering bird habitats.
Propulsion, the force that moves something forward or upward. Example, birds use their wings for propulsion, but humans might need stronger muscles.
Wingspan, the distance from the tip of one wing to the tip of the other. Example, to fly, humans would need a massive wingspan to support their weight.
So we decided to give you grammar tests to improve your grammar level. Let's go. Thanks for joining us today, everyone. We hope you enjoyed this fascinating discussion about what life might be like if humans could fly.
Don't forget to subscribe to Learn English with Podcast and share your thoughts on today's topic.
What would you do if you could fly? Let us know in the comments.
See you next time. Bye.